Hey everybody, Dominic here. Today I'm going to show you how to put these, see if I can get the package up here. And my finger's right over there we go, the 8870 light kit inside the 60051 high-speed passenger train locomotive. Now LEGO was kind enough to put two little like lenses down here. Well, right behind those are actual provisions for the light that LEGO gave us. So sit back, enjoy, and I will show you how to put the lights in the locomotive. Okay, here we go. What you're going to need is obviously the locomotive, the lights. The part number on this again is 8870. These are available from the LEGO store or lego.com for about $7 American. I'm not sure what they are in other countries. I'm from America, so that's what I get. Also found it's easy. It helps you install if you get one little 1x2 flat plate. It helps the install. Okay, so to get started, we're going to take off some of the top of the locomotive here. I find it's just easier to take all this stuff off, kind of like when you change the battery, except for you're going to take off the pantograph as well. Take off the nose of the cab. Getting on camera. Take off the nose to the cab. And then you're going to also need to remove the receiver portion of this. Now, in this, you're also going to want to remove the little red 1x2 flat plate. On mine, I just put it right next door on the other two pegs there. Doesn't hurt anything. You're not going to need it. You can't use it anymore because once you put the light brick on, it's going to be too tall for you to fit everything else back on top. Okay, now I told you that LEGO gave you a position to put them. So if you look here in the front, there's this little Technic brick right there and right there. Those are actually purposely put there for the light brick. Also, the 1x2 plate is going to go right there in that little hole. I chose to put part of the light brick in there, in this little square recess. It fits really well, it works really well, and it stays out of the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that in there, push that down, and now it's all flat, and you're going to have 4 studs to mount with. Now let's open the light brick and see what we get. Now with the Power Functions light, you get a nice long cable. You get the Power Functions plug-in end. This plugs into the receiver. You get this little brick that plugs in, or it doesn't really plug in, but it splits the two cables apart. And that's what we're going to put in that little square there. So let's get it a little bit closer in. Alright, so in this area here is where we're going to start off. We're going to start off by pushing that little square right in there. Simple as can be. These two pieces need to be just pushed in there and pushed in there. Now if you want to change the color of the lenses, right up on the front here you still have enough room to put a round transparent dot. So I have one right here that tells me which channel my locomotive is on, a little blue one. If I want these lights to be blue, I could just stick the little blue dots in there, or red. Now if you use a Power Functions locomotive in the front and the rear of the train, then you'd want to make these red to know that those are the rear of the train and white for the front. But if you want to just get creative and put whatever color in there, you can put whatever color in there. Now what I did with my wires is I tucked them under these little red plates here, and then just run them back into the locomotive, both sides. Alrighty. Now you got the plug. You got the plug here. back up just a hair because this is going to get a little... There we go. This plug here, now you have two options. One, you can plug it in like I'm going to here, right on top of the existing plug for the motor. And that means whenever you activate the motor, the lights will come on as well. You can also, if you want, you can plug it in, remove, obviously I put the little red piece there just to keep it around, but you can remove that, plug it in there, and then you have independent control of the light on the red channel or blue channel, whichever one's open for you. I'm going to run mine with the motor, so I'm going to plug that into there. Tuck these wires in so they go underneath the receiver, and just plug the receiver back in where it came out of originally. Oops, got a wire in the way. There we go. Yeah, tuck the wires in however you want. I'm not gonna worry about hiding them right now. I'm just gonna tuck them in there. Looks like moving around, those got undone a little bit. Now, when it comes to the cab, putting the cab back on, you notice there's no stud locations right here. So the wires, they cross over the studs there. That's not a big deal. There's nothing going to pinch them or squish them. So no problem there. Go ahead and put the cab back on. There we go, the cab's back on. Now you'll notice, if I can get the train in the camera here, that the plugs are now flush with the top of the top rail of the locomotive here. Well, this piece, which goes on top of that, is got full bricks all the way across. If you were to put that red piece there on top again, then you would never get this piece to lock back down. So there you go. Now just put the locomotive together like you would after changing the batteries. And that's all there is to it. Now my locomotive has power functions lights, just like the other one does. So now, let's go take a look and see what it looks like. Alright everybody. Alright everybody, here's my other locomotive that's already had the lights installed. They did it exactly the same way. Now you notice this one has a red dot on the top of it. The one we were just working on had a blue dot. Now if you look at the controllers, there's a red channel and a blue channel. That way if I have both the trains on the track at the same time, I turn this dial for this locomotive and this dial for the other one. And it just gives me an idea which locomotive is which. So let's turn this one on. And I see a green light. And there you can see the headlights on the passenger train. Let's get a shot down low here. Now, another thing I want to show you. Let the train get around one more lap. Okay, now soon you may be wondering how it goes when you change the power. As soon as you start up the locomotive, the lights will come on. And as you go, they get just a little bit brighter. But even if you go slow, they're still bright enough where you can see the lights. And if you go full speed, right now that is full speed, they're nice and bright.